Welcome back to the Adventure Quest news. Let's get right into it. First up today, we have Aranx Entertainment uploaded a video talking about the client and also Adventure Quest Mobile and a lot of details on that. So I'll give you the Cliff Notes version of this. If you want to watch the whole video, it'll be linked in the description. But let's quickly go through it because I know some people have already seen this video. Alright, I am going to show you one clip though.
Aranx, you said that I wasn't going to need Flash anymore! That is correct. You do not need the Adobe Flash plugin.
You don't need the Adobe Flash plugin, but still runs a Flash player, so that's basically what he talks about for a few minutes here. Alright, the next point to bring up is Hero Smash is not going to be on the launcher. It took them about a month to move Adventure Quest Worlds onto the launcher, and it took about a team about a month, so they don't have the resources right now to allow Hero Smash to also make the move because it has almost non-existent player base. There's probably less than 10 people playing Hero Smash right now. That might even be generous, less than 10. There's probably less than 3 people playing Hero Smash right now, so they can't really dedicate resources to allowing that to be ported over. It would take a lot of time and money. Aranx also says that if enough people are playing the older games, that if you vote with your eyeballs, then he doesn't know how, but they'll get updates for those games. They'll get people to update the other games, the older ones, like Oversoul, for example, which I played yesterday if you want to check that out. They talk about maybe letting you customize the AE launcher in some way, sort of how Firefox lets you customize the theme of your browser. Kind of interesting, but not really that important. Okay, so now Aranx started to talk about moving Adventure Quest Worlds from Flash to Unity and Spine, a mixture of the two. It's going to be a completely different game from Adventure Quest Worlds, but your character and items will transfer over. So the game will be different, and Aranx says that could be good in some ways and bad in others. I don't know if that's a direct quote, but something to that extent. And so it means they're going to have a more powerful engine that the game is running on. It won't lag like it does right now, or it shouldn't. It shouldn't. He said he was targeting 30 to 60 on mobile devices. And that's about all the info that's in here. There's a little bit more on Adventure Quest Mobile and stuff like that, but it's not really things that are too important, stuff you would need to know. I would have remembered it if it was. So if we go to this post, I left the question. He mentioned less platforms. A mistake they made with the Adventure Quest 3D was that they released it on too many platforms, and it made it hard to update core features in the game, something to that extent. So you mentioned less platforms came up. The mention of less platforms came up. Does this mean older versions of iOS? They've complained in the past about older versions of iOS having issues with like running AQ3D or something like that, or completely removing a platform. Now, I was going to say not having a PC version here, but I felt like that was, I don't know, that's not a little biased for a question like that, because I'm very biased in that fashion. But and then Aranx replies, with hindsight being 2020, we made AQ3D a true cross-platform game from the get-go. This increased release complexity exponentially. We are going to aim firmly at phones and tablets first for Adventure Quest Mobile. Then, once it's feature complete, port it elsewhere. Now, this might have you worried, or you might be excited for this. I'm a little bit of both. I would definitely want a PC version of Adventure Quest Worlds. It would feel weird not to play it on a PC. When it does come out, when the AQW Mobile is finished and the first version that's released and available for the public, I'm going to be playing it on an emulator on my PC. Like, I'm going to have a custom emulator where it lets me click the buttons on my keyboard to do all that. That's what I'm going to do. But if you want to play it on your phone, that's good. And their mobile market is huge. A lot of Twitch notifications. A lot of devs are making mobile games. Like Bethesda is making like a full-fledged Elder Scrolls game for mobile because it's a huge market. So Aranx Entertainment, of course, is moving Adventure Quest from Flash, which used to be a semi-large market, or a pretty big market actually, which is now Flash is like a non-existent market. So they're moving it from Flash to mobile, which is now the huge market and a current trend in the industry, which is smart. So it makes sense. And then once it's feature complete, they'll port it onto other things like maybe the Nintendo Switch, hopefully the PC, you know, definitely the PC. I couldn't see them not putting it on the PC. It's definitely going to be a thing, hopefully. I mean, but how long until it's feature complete? Like, that's a good question. Like, AQ3D is nowhere near feature complete, and it's been out for 2015, I think it came out in early alpha in 2015, I think. So, and it's 2018 now, and it's not feature complete, or not even, I don't even think it's halfway there. Maybe it's halfway there, but I think it still has quite a ways to go. So, kind of sad if you want a PC version, but let's move on. Oh yeah, I also asked about a Kickstarter, possible Kickstarter that was mentioned by Cicero on Twitter for VentureQuest Mobile a while ago. I didn't comment, which means they're either undecided or they just don't want to disclose that at this time, which is completely fair. Okay, if you're a VentureQuest fan, which you probably are if you're watching this video, this will get you a little excited. Here's a little clip. I'll just... They have a bunch of Moglin plush toys. A bunch of them. And it's just a video of them basically looking at them. Now this is interesting. People assume these are Hero Mart items. They are not. Ocean, I have a question about these Moglins. Are they going to be on Hero Mart? Very good question. We might need to do a Kickstarter to get them manufactured, though. We will make an official announcement when we have more info. So there's a possible Kickstarter for these, or they could be Hero Mart. So they're either going to put them up on Hero Mart and let you buy them, or they'll do a Kickstarter. And then Alina replied to Aranx's tweet with, "I see your leak and raise you a leak," which hints at in-game item for buying these plushes would be just a Moglin pet, which some people might be excited for. I would rather have an armor or a helmet or something like that, but because I don't really use pets and this lag Adventure Quest Worlds more than it already does lag, so it'd be cool to get a different item. But you know, a pet is a pet, and you might like that even though we have 1,200 Moglin pets already in the game. Summertime is here, and Adventure Quest is joining in. I swear I've seen this in Adventure Quest Worlds before. Is this different? That doesn't look new to me, but it might be. I don't know. This is new. A lot of people on the Reddit for Adventure Quest r/AQW weren't big fans of this at all. I can see why, but I think it's cool. Like, I don't know, what do you do for summer stuff? And that hairstyle, I asked about it. I believe it was in a folder called Marketing Hairs, used for promotional images. So it wasn't released, and it might be released in the near future as either a helmet or a hairstyle. So that hair might be in the game in the future. So if you're interested in that hairstyle, it's coming. My opinion on the board stuff, it looks pretty good. It's not terrible, but it's like a 5. It's like a 5 out of 10 for me. This is like a 2 out of 10. I don't like the design on the outfit, really, with the rings on it and all that. I just think it's weird. And the flame tattoo is kind of cool, but I can take it or leave it. This is actually really cool. I think this is one of the contest boards. Yeah, it is, Proxy. So this was someone's contest design that they entered in, and these are going to be coming out. All new 2018 surfboards arrive. So designs suggested by the winners of this May surfboard design contest. So we're going to see the winners of that contest. Their surfboards will become in-game items, which is really cool. Summer Shop returns this Friday. So new surfboards, armors, and World Cup gear. So if you're a soccer fan, a football fan, there's going to be some gear in game for that. I don't know if they've done previous World Cups. I think they might have, but I can't remember exactly. All right, this is pretty cool. We have news on a new community artist. I think that's what they're calling them still, right? Have they updated that? I don't know. But Korey talked to the Lina today, not confirmed just yet, but you might see some things in game from me soon. Now, I like Korey's art. I haven't followed him on Twitter for some reason. I always see his stuff on my timeline, so I guess I don't really need to follow him because other people retweet it so often. But Korey has made quite a few really cool items. You might notice that. I think isn't that based off something Z made? I think it is. Like the armor. I think Z made that armor. I get the artists confused sometimes, but some really badass katanas and stuff like that. And Alina, if you see in the background, Alina retweeted a lot of this stuff from Korey, so that adds further evidence towards some of his items appearing in games soon. It's really cool. I think a lot of people have a soft spot for Darkcaster. And that is all of Korey's art. His account will be linked in the description, of course. So Alina here tweeted out, I think J6 makes all the background art, so I'll assume J6 made this, although it doesn't say. Looks really badass. It looks like it might be a throne room for either a new house or an upcoming map, probably both. Aranx hinting at a September item. Aranx's birthday is in September, and he has a yearly release. Yep, he adds more to the release every year. So we might see this in September, which is also when Lightcaster class comes out. So be excited for that. Now, Rare, the community artist, had some images show up on character pages. Here they are, if you were curious what they look like. So we have this one, female with the blue hairstyle. The hairstyle, you can tell by the clipping on the arm that that's part of the helmet. And if I could go to the next one, and there's the male, and judging by the different colors on the bottom part, it looks like it's color custom. So that's good. Although the red doesn't change. So the red might not be the background part. The red, that might not be color custom. But that part is. And last but not least, I was playing Oversoul yesterday. And I kept seeing this character in the dungeon I was in. It looks really badass. And we've had a lot of Oversoul art make its way into Adventure Quest Worlds already. So I was curious why this one never made its way in. And Alina replied with, what's the character's name? So she's either looking into it or thinking about adding it. So pretty cool stuff there if you like that. I would actually, there's a lot of really cool character designs in Oversoul that I don't think have made their way to Adventure Quest Worlds. So that would be nice. Because if you don't know, Oversoul, all the art in Oversoul is made by Nolgath, aka Miltonius. So having more of his art in game would not hurt. Not at all. So thank you for watching this video. Check out my second channel, link in the description. We're really close to 1,000 subscribers on there. And that is all. Leave a like on the video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. We'll be live streaming all the summer. There's summer items coming out. There might be that set I showed from Rare coming out. Maybe. World Cup. And yeah, an event of some sort coming out tomorrow. So we'll be checking whatever comes out tomorrow out on the live stream. Thank you for tuning in. And I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.